Well, seeing that it's Wednesday, you know what this is? Inventor's Workshop, here on the Flaming Brain. So here now you can get an idea of the number of patents typically issued in a year and the type, just to get an idea of just how many things get patented every year. It's amazing, and it's really scary to think that only 3% of these will ever make any money. Now, this is your patent document that you get once your patent's been issued, and they all look like it's in the outside. It's a folder, and inside you'll have your drawings and then all the technical information about the invention. And as you can see here, there's basically three different types of patents issued. Utility patents tend to be the ones that are worth the most. And here you can get an idea of what patent drawings look like. They're very detailed. Um, Obviously, they have to be lots and lots of little numbers and arrows. And this is a mousetrap. Anyway, here's an interesting thought. There have been more patents, I'm talking about 4,400, issued on mousetraps than any other product. Now, personally, I think this is maybe a little bit overkill, and with all those patented mousetraps, believe it or not, it's this one here that was first patented, I think, in like 1848 or something. That's the one common one you'll find today. And here's just some other illustrations typical of what you find with patents. Um, you want to be as detailed as possible. I bet you can't guess what that patent was for. And here's your basic patent drawing. So it can be a very long journey from the moment you have your what's called your flash of inspiration, your flash of genius, to actually getting to the point where you're making money. And there can be a lot of problems along the way, from working all the way through and then finding out the product won't work, or what's even worse is when a company rips you off. And this is horrible when it happens. So coming up here are some excerpts from a movie called Flash of Genius with Greg Kinnear. And it's a true story, or it's based on the true story of the man, Professor Robert Kearns, who invented the intermittent windshield wiper. And you can see here from the beginning his moment of, hey, I got an idea, to his flash of genius, to working through all the problems and then taking it to a company and then getting a licensing deal and then having the company decide to screw you over and then having your obligatory mental breakdown and eventually going through the court system to get justice. So that's what this movie is about. And I really suggest everyone out there who fancies himself an inventor or an inventor wannabe really should take the time to watch this movie because it's quite good. It's really quite good, although quite sad in many ways. So here you can see the beginning of an idea. He's wondering why the windshield wipers have to be on all the time when it's just barely raining. Then here's his flash of genius when he realizes that he only blinks when he needs to, not constantly. He only blinks when his eyes are dry. So then he goes ahead and he builds his prototype and he proves the concept works, and he shows it to his friend who's going to help him get this somewhere. And the next thing you know, he's meeting with the big wigs at Ford, and they're telling him about, we're going to do a million things for you and blah, blah, blah. Until later he finds out, well, no, they're going to rip him off. So let's join in here with what happens next.
Methodical, and whatever you say reflects on all of us. So we're going to fight it, but we're going to do it the right way. How long is it going to take to get an answer?
It won't be quick. Second, patents. Christ, they're a minefield. Not to mention the patent courts are totally jammed. It's going to take some time.
Well,
Dr. Kearns?
yes.
Sir, your family's very concerned about you. Why don't you come with us?
The vice president asked me to come to Washington.
From several phone calls with Bob, I think I can understand now what his level of commitment is, but this is part of your life, too. I'd like to know where you stand on this.
I want to understand exactly what this would be, what it would mean.
And finally, after many, many years and lots of money and watching his marriage dissolve and going to a mental institution, finally, he begins to get justice. And initially, Ford paid him something like $10 million, and that was followed by other companies who had also used his invention. So anyway, that's a look at the whole patenting process. Very thumbnail. I mean, not a whole lot of detail, just kind of the basics to give someone a starting point. And remember, I'm not an expert and I'm not giving advice. I'm just kind of sharing what I've learned. And I think this movie is kind of a must-see for every inventor because it's what can happen. I've had one invention ripped off from me. And the guy went on to form a whole company around it, and he made millions on it. I never got a penny. But however, justice was served because a couple of years later, he was hit with Parkinson's. And, you know, I'm kind of sad it happened to him. But on the other hand, I'm not really, because he ripped me off. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. And tell everybody you know about the Flaming Brain Abides. And hit the like button, the subscribe button, and blah, blah, blah. And we'll see you on the next one.